Hey people, what is up? Okay, so I have gotten a few questions from some of you about water and nutrients, and so I figured I would address that in this video. So here we go. Okay, here we are in the kitchen, and first off, I don't ever use water straight from my tap. I always have water that I've had sitting out for at least 8 hours, preferably 24. But I always leave it out uncovered. I've got the lids on these right now, but after I fill them up, I'll just let the lids sit off for overnight at least. But like I said, for a day, I'll just let them sit there until I think to go back and put the lids back on. So I always have 2 gallons sitting there. And then I've always got 6 gallons sitting on top of the washing machine here. Each one of those buckets holds 3 gallons. So between all of these little containers, I've got 8 gallons of water that are ready to mix. And you want to let them sit out so all of the chlorine and whatever other chemicals they might be putting in there can evaporate out of the water. Anything that will evaporate, you want to evaporate out of there, because you just really want water and nutrients and that kind of thing in there. No weird funky chemicals. Don't really need fluoride in there or anything like that. So anyway, I start with that water, and then bam, here we go. For nutrients, I like to use Jack's 3-to-1, which is 3 parts to 2 parts to 1 part. And this is made by J.R. Peters. Now, so what we have here is a 2-part system from Jack's. It's a 3-part system as we'll be using it, but you buy it from J.R. Peters as a 2-part system. Part A, which, as you can see, growth of leaves and strong roots, 5-12-26 on the NPK. Here is a close-up. You can always freeze this and take a look if you'd like. So if you're curious about the specifics. And what I do is you can buy this in smaller quantities, but I'm all about saving money wherever I can. So the best way to buy this is you can buy this stuff directly from J.R. Peters, the manufacturer, in these 25-pound bags. And it's nice because you can get Part A, Part B, which is the calcium and nitrate, 1500 on the NPK. See, calcium uptake, strong leaf growth. There you go for the particulars. And what I like about these, like I said, you can order them straight from J.R. Peters. And what you do is if you order 1 each, you'll get 2 25-pound bags in a box. And the box is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Very small, actually. Very small, very heavy, very dense box. So what I do is, so they come in bags. There'll be 2 bags, and the bags are blue and white, if I remember correctly, and then there's a little clear sleeve on the front. And this is this is nice because they do this to save money. J.R. Peters makes a lot of stuff, and basically they have their colors, which is the blue and white, I believe. So they can make 1 bag, okay, and with 2 colors, blue and white, and then a clear sleeve. And then inside that sleeve, they slide these paper labels, okay? So they can use those bags for any of their products that they want to, and they just, change the label that they slide in there. Then you can slide them out, which is what I did, and I just used that clear packing tape to tape them to the sides of these 5-gallon buckets, and it's completely covered. You can't see it. It's not just taped around the edges. It's not just taped here. It's completely covered in that tape. And then you can get these Gamma Seals, these Gamma Seal lids. Pop on the top, And you can see a 25-pound bag pretty much filled up this 5-gallon bucket, a little over halfway. Here's your part A. You get these Gamma Seal lids from, they're nice. You know, they got the nice gasket on there. There's also a gasket on this thing. And really, man, once you put these on a bucket, good luck getting them back off, because they are serious about staying on. So anyway, but they're great. And you can see, same here. This is a little over halfway full. And but anyway, using just the one bag, they're saving a lot of money, man. You know, I'm not knocking any of these other soils or fertilizers or whatever, but anytime you see one of these super colorful bags, like in your, you know, your greenhouse or your nursery or whatever it is, you know, wherever you shop, you see those big colorful bags. Every one of those colors costs money, man. Those are expensive bags. They're not printing those out of the kindness of their hearts. They're charging you money for those bags, and your plants can't eat the bags. They can't eat that ink. It's a waste of money, and I don't really like people trying to play me like that. You know, hey, look at the shiny thing over here. Woo, buy it because it's pretty and it looks freaky. Like I said, I'm not knocking the products, but I am knocking the marketing, because like I said, you're paying for that. And I guess, man, some people got money to throw at ink and pretty pictures, but if I'm gonna do that, I guess I'll maybe have it framed, put it on the wall for art. But anyway, so you know, you save a lot of money, because here's the thing. So basically, when I'm using this stuff, I'm making usually about 3 gallons at a time. So I wind up using 10.8 grams, 7.2 grams, and 3.6 grams. But that's still a 3-to-1 ratio as far as the parts go. Now, like I said, that would be for a full strength. But anyway, like I said, if you know, I looked these up right before I started making this video, and right now you can get the 25-pound bag of part A and the 25-pound bag of part B for $60 a bag. So that's $120 for the fertilizer, and then don't know where you live, but let's say, you know, $30 for shipping. So let's say $150. So, you know, if you went, let's call it 150 bucks. Now, if you do the math on this, the amount that you get for 50 pounds of fertilizer, you can make 4,000 gallons of solution. Okay, 4,000 gallons. Now, 4,000 gallons divided by $150 is 26.6 cents. So let's call it 27 cents a gallon. So times 3, that's 81 cents every time I feed my plants, if I make 3 gallons of feed. So, you know, do the math on the stuff that you're, you know, using to fertilize, you know, if you're using fertilizers, and see what you're paying, you know, per gallon. And remember, like, when you're buying the liquid fertilizers, you're paying for liquid to be shipped to you. Basically, you're paying for that water weight to be shipped. So, you know, there's that to think about. And I'd like to give a shout out to Green Jeans Garden. If you've never seen that channel, check it out. And specifically check out Green Jeans Live, the nutrients video from March 24th of 2019. And then also check out the Jax Hydro, Jax 321 Universal Hydroponic Nutrient video that he did. Both those will explain these in a lot more detail than I have. So now that's those 2 parts. Now the third part to this is the Epsom salts from magnesium sulfate. And like I said, this is a 3-to-1 ratio. So we go 3 parts of this, 2 parts of this, to 1 part of that. Now if you took that strictly as a 3-to-1 ratio, you'd wind up with about a 75% of your parts per million that you'd actually want, about 750 parts per million, where you want 1,000. So to get the actual the 100% ratio that you'd want to go, instead of 3 grams, 2 grams, and 1 gram, you want to go 3.6 grams, 2.4 grams, 1.2 grams. That would give you the 1,000 parts per million of your feed that you might be looking for. And so that's what I use. It's easy to remember. Just remember, 36, 24, 12. It's just ratios of 12 and 3. So 3.6 grams per gallon, 2.4 grams per gallon, 1.2 grams per gallon. Okay, people, now here's how I like to use this stuff. There's my 3 gallons of water. I just get a pan of water out of there. It doesn't have to be full, just some water. Put that up here on the stove. Get that going. Come over here. Get the scales fired up. Get them off ounces onto grams. Hey Roger, what's up, my man? We're gonna zero that out. Roger's gonna help. What's up, dude? I'm gonna come over here. Get some light. Spin the top off of part A. Now, I have conveniently got a cheat sheet here, so I know to make 3 gallons, I want 10.8 grams. So I come over here, scoop. Doesn't take much. You'll see what I'm talking about. See here. Almost there. Almost there. Nice. Alright. It's not much. It's not much. Didn't use much. 10.8. Put that back in. Closed. Now, remember people, mix part A and the magnesium sulfate first, or the particulates will fall out, rather. So throw that on there. Alright, then we go for the magnesium sulfate. Good old Epsom salt. Now we want 3.6 grams of that. Come on, focus, you fuck. There we go, 3.6, not much. Throw that on the other side. Now I've been cleaning that bowl out, but I've had to set the camera down to do it because it takes both hands. So anyway, in the time it takes to measure those two out, the part A and then the magnesium sulfate, this has been heating up, this water. It doesn't need to be boiling, just warm. Makes it a lot easier to mix the stuff up. So now, dump that in there. Get in. Now the reason I've got this right underneath my kitchen light, you're probably not going to be able to see it. When you go to stir this stuff up, you put it right under the light and you use the dark colored bucket, you can see the stuff that's not mixing, it's that little puddle. And then I just, I love these silicone utensils because they smush down. Smush that, stir it up, and the hot water really helps this stuff dissolve. Almost. Got a little bit left. Sit for a minute. All right, so that just leaves part B. It's going to be 7.2. Oh. There we go. 7-2. Done that. Turn that off. Boom. All right. Now let's start that part B. So if you've ever been mixing your fertilizers up before and you wound up having some like weird things floating around, when you know that there wasn't weird stuff in there when you started, it's probably because you mixed your chemicals in the wrong order, and it will make it coagulate into little clumps and weird things. And so when you're mixing with this Jack 3-to-1, so always make sure to put the part A, the magnesium sulfate in first, and then after that's dissolved and mixed up well, add the part B. Alright, so this part B dissolves a lot quicker than that part A, and like I said, the hot water helps a lot. And no, it's not going to be a problem for the plants because we're about to hit it with this other, with the rest of that. But I'll have to put this camera down to do it. Alright, so there it is. 3 gallons of the 3-to-1 mix. So that's less than $1. Less than $1 there. I can feed my plants. Alright, so now I gotta go get to it. Cheers, people. Later.